Earlier, we talked with Jeff Edwards about the planted wheat across Oklahoma. And Derrell, let's talk about how that could translate into wheat pasture.
And we've got an early start on wheat pasture. We're well ahead of the last 5 years. The latest crop progress report showed that 35% of Oklahoma's wheat is planted. That's about 21% above the previous 5-year average for the same week. So we've got the best prospects. We've had good moisture in much of the Southern Plains area that is still, got some drought conditions, but in a short-term sense has had good moisture for the first time in a long time.
So we have the potential for some wheat for the first time in the past 5 years, but do we have the cattle to go with it?
You know, that's the interesting situation now. We may wind up with a lot of wheat acres and a lot of wheat pasture chasing limited numbers of cattle. So, for wheat owners, there may be some challenge here, and we could see some pressure on wheat pasture values just because we've got more acres of wheat than we potentially have cattle to put out on that wheat this fall.
Okay, is it cost effective to buy cattle to put on that wheat?
You know, we've got record high calf prices, feeder cattle prices in general. Producers are looking at that in many cases just with a bit of a shock value. There's a sticker shock there when you look at those calves, and when you look at the rollback between the price of a lightweight calf and the price of these heavier weight feeder cattle. If you work through the math, and it's important to do that because of where we are with price levels, the value of gain potential is still pretty strong in these. In fact, it's remarkably strong given that we're moving into a period where, corn corn price is coming down, feedlot cost of gain is coming down. That usually has an impact on the value of gain on a forage basis. Right now there's a bit of an imbalance there and a bit of an opportunity for stocker producers.
If producers are wanting to get in on this, what kind of information should they take to their bankers?
Well, if you work through a budget and work through those numbers, that's a big part of it, just to show that it really does work, and you work past those high prices and so on. The thing that's a bit of a challenge right now is the fact that the futures market for next spring is a little bit, in some sense, undervalued. We're probably going to wind up with cash prices in the spring that are stronger. If you think about cash versus futures, that basis relationship has been running strong. So it's hard to show that you can manage the risk and actually cover these stocker cattle through the winter for next spring, but more than likely it's going to turn out fine. And so the more you can work through that thing and be able to show those opportunities, then I think you're in good shape.
The guy that puts the pen to the paper, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Derrell Peel with Oklahoma State University.